Today, in order to get back into coding exercises, I'm gonna start with a very simple assignment, or kata in C#. So this kata is called return negative and was created by Dean2 and published on Code Wars. We get some integer and we have to return the negative representation of that number. So for example, with an input of 1, we would return -1, but -5 would simply stay -5 and 0 is always 0. So if you want to try this kata for yourself first, just click on the provided link either in the video or simply in the description. So let's get started. First of all, I'm gonna start by extending the test cases to actually cover the given examples. Note that it is not explicitly stated that it's necessary to watch out for invalid inputs, so I won't. It took me a bit to actually come up and name the test cases here, as I didn't really read the description too thoroughly and was under the impression that I should return a positive number when a -1 is provided, so basically just return the input multiplied by -1. Through writing the tests, I realized my mistake and modified the tests accordingly. Afterwards, I actually run the tests without any code written to see if they work as intended. Now let's talk about the implementation itself. I decided to opt for a short and concise one-liner by using the ternary operator to check if the input is 0 or negative, in which case the number can be returned. Otherwise, we return the number multiplied by -1. Then I check if it passes all test cases, which it did, and submit it as my final solution. Let's have a look at some of the other solutions for this kata. First, the clever ones. I really like the solutions that simply return to the negated absolute value of the number. Clever, concise, and a good use of the math class. I do have to say that I prefer multiplying by -1 instead of just adding a minus, as I find it more readable, but that might just be personal preference. Now, let's talk about the not so clever ones. So this solution is quite verbose, and the first if block can be merged into the first else block. And also the last else block is hopefully never valid, as there are no numbers that are neither higher nor lower than 0 and not 0 itself. This one is quite similar to the previous one, and it shows that compressing your if-else blocks doesn't really make them more readable or valid. Also, the else if in the middle can be left out. So this one is at least interesting, converting the integer into a string in order to check if it contains a minus symbol, and if it doesn't, simply adding that symbol is quite funny. But it's a rather convoluted solution for a very simple problem, and it's probably not what the author of this kata had in mind. All things considered, it took me about 2 minutes and 35 seconds to complete this kata. I ran my test cases twice and submitted once. Also, I thankfully didn't have to Google anything for this one. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, general feedback, or if you want to suggest a certain kata, just let me know in the comments.